We are here at the September 2nd regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council. Tonight, our first agenda item is Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to invite Gretchen Wyrick to please come up to the podium and lead us in the pledge. If everyone can please rise.
First, I'd like to apologize because it's probably been 20 years since I've done this, so I'll hopefully get it right.
We'll join you.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well done. No obvious mistakes, so perfect. Next item on our agenda is reflection, and I would like to just say welcome back. This is our first meeting back since July. We had an August recess. Hope everyone had a wonderful summer, and it's great to see a nice crowd here tonight. We look forward to doing city business. Okay, let's do a quick moment of silence. Thank you all very much. Next on our agenda is approval of minutes. Tonight we have two sets of minutes before the council for approval. The first is from the work session on Monday, July 14th. What is the pleasure of the council?
Mayor, I move approval of the minutes of the work session of July 14th, 2025.
Second. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, that carries 5-0. Next, we have the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, July 21st. What is the pleasure of the council?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, I'll let Leah determine who seconded that. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Carries 5-0. Next, we're going to move into presentations, and the first one, we're going to proclaim Hispanic Heritage Month. I'd like to invite Marcela Urtubey, who's going to be receiving the proclamation, Sheila Booley from our staff, and any members of the Multicultural Affairs Committee to join us at the podium. And I want to have Councilmember Hernandez join me as well.
Come on in. Ready?
Yeah, go.
All right. National Hispanic Heritage Month began in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Lyndon Johnson. In 1988, President Ronald Reagan changed the designation to a 30-day time period covering the dates of September 15th through October 15th. The date of September 15th is historically significant as it marks the anniversary of independence of 5 Latin American countries: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. The designation period also includes Mexico and Chile, which celebrate their independence on September 16th and 18th, respectively. According to the U.S. Census, Hispanic Americans are identified by the parts of the world that they or their ancestors came from, including Puerto Rico, Cuba, Mexico, Spain, and countries of Central and South America. To celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, parks, recreation, and cultural facilities are hosting several events through the month. And buckle up, because there's a lot of them. The first is that Arts Barn will offer a family art night out featuring sugar skull dotting, inspired by Dia de los Muertos, as well as Elena Torres y Amigos, a stand-up special in Español. A comedy show performed entirely in Spanish. The Benjamin Gaither Center is hosting a Talavera history presentation, and a Talavera tile painting workshop open to both members and non-members. Casey Community Center invites families to enjoy Family Loteria Night with games, music, craft, foods, and of course, loteria. And Coffee Clutch and Crafts will feature traditional Spanish flower paintings and tote bags. The Activity Center will display an educational Hispanic heritage exhibit in the lobby from September 15th through October 15th. And the annual Dia de los Muertos altar will be on view from late October through early November. Finally, Recreation Services will offer beginner and intermediate salsa lessons at Casey Community Center starting in late September. Please go to the city's website for more information on these and other activities celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month. We're not done yet. This year's halfway there, 3/4 of the way there. This year's proclamation is being presented to Marcela Urtubey. Born in Costa Rica, she has dedicated the past 12 years to serving families as a parent outreach worker at the Gaithersburg High School Wellness Center. Her role has allowed her to connect deeply with families, schools, and community organizations, building trust, promoting communication, and empowering parents to advocate for their children's education and well-being. As a proud mother of 2 sons raised right here in Gaithersburg, Marcela's shifts in effort began when she noticed a gap in support for Spanish-speaking parents during her children's middle school years. She saw a need and stepped forward with a simple but powerful goal: to ensure that every parent feels seen, heard, and supported. Accepting a position with identity in 2013, Marcela's work has grown into a mission rooted in empathy, advocacy, and empowerment. She organizes monthly Latino parent meetings and workshops, collaborates with educators, counselors, local organizations, and creates inclusive spaces where families feel welcome and respected. Her efforts have helped parents communicate freely in their native language, feel less intimidated by the school system, and become more engaged in their children's education and activities, introducing them to book fair events, farmers markets, Borough Park programs, and highly encouraging the local library for a variety of information and services. Beyond her professional role, Marcela volunteers with school system, county teen programs, promotes family involvement in community events, and helps demystify the college-bound process for first-generation families. Whether helping parents navigate the school system, access mental health services, or overcome language barriers, Marcela works to ensure families never feel alone or uninformed. She believes in meaningful change through relationships, through listening, showing up, and standing alongside families in moments of both struggle and triumph. Her work continues to strengthen the community and foster lasting connections.
Thank you, Jamil. As the person who no doubt needs salsa lessons the worst in this room, I have tried. It is not good. It's not good. But it does give me a great pleasure to read this proclamation of the Mayor and City Council of Gaithersburg. Whereas the roots of Hispanic heritage in North America span more than 500 years, and individuals sharing this heritage have made vast contributions to the strength, prosperity, and culture of our nation. The observance celebrates the culture and traditions of U.S. residents who trace their cultural heritage to Spain, Mexico, and the Spanish-speaking nations of Central and South America and the Caribbean. And whereas the Hispanic American community is the largest ethnic minority in the United States, with the 2020 census indicating that approximately 28.5% of the city of Gaithersburg's population identify themselves as Hispanic or Latino, up from 24.2% in 2010. And whereas the city of Gaithersburg Multicultural Affairs Committee has partnered with De Colores, a Mexican folk dance company, to exhibit Altar de Dia de los Muertos from October 19 through November 3rd at the Activity Center at Borough Park. Now, therefore, I, Judd Ashman, by the power vested in me as Mayor of Gaithersburg, do hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month in the city of Gaithersburg, and encourage residents to learn about and celebrate Hispanic culture and participate in local events and programs taking place throughout the month. Proclaim this second day of September 2025, signed by me. Let's give Marcela a big round of applause. Now, but before we do this, is there anybody you want to be in a picture with you before we?
Yes, please.
Bring
My
them up.
mother,
Yeah.
my husband, and my son, please.
Okay, come on up.
He's not photographer.
Hold on, I'm trying to like fit everyone.
All right.
Yes.
All right. You're welcome to say a few words if you
I
like.
would love to.
Please, go right ahead.
Thank you. I have a little speech.
Yeah, right.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor Ashman, members of the City Council, and the Multicultural Affairs Committee. Thank you for this honor. It's a privilege to stand here tonight to receive this proclamation recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month in the city of Gaithersburg. I had the great joy of raising my sons here. They attended our schools, Summit Hall Elementary, Forest Oak Middle, and Gaithersburg High School. The teachers, former and current principals from these schools will always have a special place in my heart. They instill values of hard work, focus, and success that shape the students' lives. I say this as a mom of 2 college graduates. Marco, my youngest, is here tonight. He holds degrees in mechanical engineering and mathematics. He also works part-time as a math instructor. Federico, my oldest, is weeks away from completing his PhD in computer science and is now an assistant professor at Purdue University. Now, I share this not to boast, but to highlight what Gaithersburg makes possible. My sons and so many of their culturally diverse friends are living proof of what happens when families are supported, when schools believe in their students, and where dreamers with desires or ganas overcome barriers to pursue a future. As a proud member of the Hispanic community, I know firsthand the strength and dreams our families carry. Too often, Hispanic parents, especially those facing language barriers or those unfamiliar with the school system, are left feeling invisible, even though they carry deep hopes and dreams for their children. When I saw these challenges affecting our families in our neighborhoods, I couldn't sit by. I stepped in, volunteering, translating, attending PTA meetings, and encouraging other parents to ask questions, get informed, and get involved. I reminded them that our voices matter, our presence matters, and that no barrier, linguistic or systemic, should ever stand between our children and the futures they deserve. While working for Identity, I was fortunate to work alongside 2 incredible women at Gaithersburg High School. Senora Teresa Wright, who was well-known and beloved by many, and Senora Maria Garcia, who counseled ESOL students for more than 30 years, and who I hear keeps helping students to be college-bound even today. Both ladies were deeply committed to our Latino community and showed great care and love for our people. Their passion and dedication to open doors for Latinos inspired me, and I have tried to follow in their footsteps, carrying on the work that they started and continuing the work of lifting families up and helping young people pursue education and to open doors for future generations. The joy I found working with Hispanic families is hard to put into words. Seeing parents attending school meetings, get involved, and finding their voice has been one of the most rewarding parts of my life. Some of the happiest moments of my life have been watching parents celebrate their children at graduation with tears in their eyes, tears in my eyes, and it is a moment of triumph for the entire Latino community. I have found a deep sense of purpose and happiness in my work. Gaithersburg Hispanic community is strong and essential. We are artists, teachers, nurses, cooks, musicians, outreach workers, business owners, contributing our talent, our culture, and our passion to the city. This proclamation isn't just for me, it's for all of us who continue to contribute the vibrant fabric of Gaithersburg. Thank you for seeing us, honoring us, and letting me be part of this amazing community. Muchas gracias.
Okay, next more happy news. Our employee and team of the quarter?
Employee and team of the quarter.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
I couldn't remember if it was quarter or month, but it's quarter.
It's the quarter.
Yeah.
Yep. Good evening. I'm Tanisha Briley, City Manager for this amazing city of Gaithersburg. And one of my favorite things to do in my job is to have the opportunity to publicly recognize our staff. City staff do amazing things, both seen and unseen, all the time. And at least on a quarterly basis, we take some time out to formally recognize those who've gone above and beyond. So tonight, we are recognizing an employee and a team of employees for our second quarter Employee Recognition Awards. Congratulations to Brian Helms and the Parking Permit Implementation Team. They are the winners of the 2025 Employee Recognition Award for the second quarter, which goes from April 1st through June 30. The winners are nominated by their peers, and nominations were based on criteria that embody the city's 5 values under the strategic plan: accountability, caring, excellence, integrity, and teamwork, or ACET, what we call it. Final selections are made by the Employee Recognition Committee, and we want to thank them for their time and their work to this process each quarter. The team is comprised of employees from each city department. So Brian, why don't you join us? And then you get to stay, because of course he's a part of the team of the quarter as well. So Brian Helms is the Business System Division Manager with the Information Technology Department. He was nominated for his overall leadership, expertise, patience, persistence, and commitment. And maybe candy and brownies, donuts.
It's got sugar.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt. Most notable was his leadership of the online parking permit program, shepherding the program through policy and planning discussions, contracting, and finally implementation. Brian provided leadership for each element of the program by assisting with technical issues, explaining the program to the public, and helping to lead its implementation. His understanding of the overall need, public concerns, and city operations were crucial in creating a workable program. Brian's foresight, innovation, and thorough review process, coupled with his in-depth knowledge, was instrumental in the program's creation and successful implementation. Brian's been a part of many successful projects and teams over his tenure with the city, and he has saved my butt on many occasions, including serving as interim director of the department. So Brian, we want to thank you for your recent accomplishments and your service to the city of Gaithersburg. Glad you have 2 hands, because, another flag coming. All right. So the parking permit implementation team. There are 22 staff members associated with this project, which was a very arduous, what we would call arduous project, which was not made any better by pressure from the city manager to get it done on time, which occurred. So we get to recognize them all tonight. So the team consists again of 22 staff members across 7 departments and was nominated for its work in planning, coordinating, working with the public, conducting public meetings, drafting regulations, engaging contractors, ultimately implementing a new online parking permit program for the city. The process was not always easy, as questions, concerns, and new issues consistently arose throughout the project, which the team tackled head on. Their prompt and efficient resolution of the issues showcased the city's exceptional standards for customer service. Their ability to collaborate and deliver under pressure from the city manager kept the project moving, allowing for delivery of the program on time and on target by July 1st. Their hard work sets the standard for future projects citywide, and their achievement truly exemplifies the city's goals, values, and mission. So I'm going to start calling your names, and I ask that you join us up here so that we can continue to recognize you. The team was led by Assistant City Manager Tom Lonergan-Seeger, Sharon Disk, who is our Economic Development Manager, Brian Fields, who's the Director of Public Works. From the Police Department, Lizette Ocas, Lieutenant Willie Delgado, Corporal Peter Loidis. Am I saying Peter's name? No, I messed it up, didn't I, Peter? Lotisy. We're going to get there. My apologies, Corporal. Ms. Aretha Steele, Mohammed Toure, Peter Ibrahim, Yahara Rojas, Roxana Rivera Rivas are all from the Police Department. From Finance Administration, we have Janice Gakuma, Mandy Chin, and Ashanafi Arega. From the Information Technology Department, Brian Helms and Meghna Archala. From the City Attorney's Office, Eric Perla. And from Planning and Code Administration, Director Gregory Mann, Gretchen Ryrick, Rabia Amin, Yamali Robinson, and Gabriela Gochez. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you. We're going to rotate the plaque through the departments. Is that the way? As much as possible.
Be friendly, be friendly.
Do we need rows or how does this work?
Okay, I can get you all. Ready? Wow. Thank you.
Now each of you makes a speech.
I said the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
This one's yours?
Hold on, guys.
Okay. Oh, here you go.
Okay. Next, I would like to invite Frank Johnson and YM Kamaza for a special presentation. And I'll let you read all the stuff that you.
We give folks a little chance here.
Yeah.
Well, as the mayor said, I'm Frank Johnson, and I'm actually here to present a certificate of completion to YM Kamaza, Assistant City Attorney, for completion of a fairly extensive 82-part half-hour training program, so 82 half-hour trainings on multiple aspects of the work that a municipal attorney working here is likely to face. There are 12 different sections ranging from municipal power to city departments and services to fairness and equality, employee protection, and the list goes on. Anybody serving in a municipality knows, or as an attorney soon learns after they start, that specialization is really not part of our work. Our work isn't targeted. We have to handle largely whatever comes in the door. And we also have to know fairly intimately dozens upon dozens of other areas of the law, from human resources to open meetings, public information, planning and zoning, county relations. If you've served in municipal office for a while, you tend to take some of that for granted. But this was put together, Eric Perla was up here before. This was actually his suggestion to say, you know, if you really want people to know this, if we want our attorneys to know this, we've got to find a way to tell them. And this just isn't something that's offered in law school. YM's completion of this program over the last really 11 months, she just started last September, represents a commitment on her part also to endure 82 half-hour sessions with yours truly, which disturbingly enough, my wife said really represents a commitment on her part, but nonetheless. So I am honored to award her the first certificate of completion tonight, and this represents a commitment not just for me or YM or our office, but largely the city. And so this certificate is signed by the city manager and mayor, and I appreciate the mayor standing up here with me as well, because it reflects more than our individual effort. We heard about ACEs as part of our strategic plan or ACE it as to how we operate that's reflected here as well, because there's a commitment to excellence and education and making sure we put our people in place with as much information as we can. So, there she is. Well, we will go ahead and right now, let me go ahead and put the
Put a
date
date
on
and
it.
then we'll take the picture.
September 2nd. You actually finished it on August the 8th, but because September 2nd is when everybody signed it, that's what we will,
There will be a footnote.
that's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm also going to take a very brief moment. I'll just ask him to stand. Our new Assistant Attorney 1, John Aiken, is here tonight as well to cheer on Eric as well as Wyam. And so we welcome him, and this is the chance for him to come to a council meeting and also be seen by the mayor and city council as well. So
Can I
thank
ask
you,
you a
John.
question?
Welcome.
We had 82 1/2 hour questions.
Okay. That Frank's program, I think, started with 51 parts and then expanded. Now it's 80. It's 82 parts.
I was hoping it would be, actually, when the idea for, Eric brought up the idea almost 2 years ago, and I thought, well, if we can come up with 12, we'll be doing really well. Then it was 24, and then it was 30. At one point, it was 51, and, well, you see what happens.
Yeah, it keeps growing. Okay, thank you all. The next item on our agenda is public comments. This is the time when the mayor and council like to hear from anybody who'd like to speak on any city-related topic, because we have no public hearings tonight. We ask that you state your name and address or neighborhood for the record, and we give you 3 minutes. If you have more than 3 minutes worth of material to deliver, then use your 3 minutes, but then send us the rest in writing. But please, go right ahead.
My name is Jonathan Rich. I live in North Potomac. I'm a physician at Hopkins. I'm here to complain about yesterday's Labor Day parade. It was a nice event, but there was a unidentified black-clad group representing complaints on behalf of the Palestinian people, and I don't think that belongs in a Labor Day parade. Labor Day is a domestic issue, and I don't think the people of Gaithersburg need to deal with the war going on the other side of the world. I felt threatened. My family felt threatened, and I think it was inappropriate. If it's a First Amendment thing and they're entitled, then I'll bring my group next time, and I think it'll ruin the parade. I don't think that's the purpose of the parade, and I don't think that's what you want. And I would like the city of Gaithersburg to think about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have anybody else in the room who'd like to testify under public comments tonight?
Yes.
Come on up.
Excuse me a second. It takes
Take
me
your
a-
time.
Yeah. My name is Russell Kennedy. I live at 8 Russell Avenue in Old Town Gaithersburg. I wanted to talk about two things. One, I know people see me walking up and down East Diamond all the time with my walker. And I've gotten to know a lot of the people who work and live along there. The first thing I have is that some of the store owners wondered why all the trash cans were removed from East Diamond. They would like to see some trash cans back there, but they were all removed. They don't know why, and they'd like to know why. And the second thing I want to talk about is also East Diamond. Cars accelerate. When they leave the traffic light at Summit, they accelerate until they get to Chestnut Street, and the same the other direction. And I don't think they're going 30 miles an hour. And the first speed limit sign is right at just past Russell when you're going this direction, right? It's a concern to me. I'm very careful crossing the street. There's no crossing at Russell from the south side of the street, and the sidewalks on the north side of the street are inconvenient for me and the walker. I've been tossed out into the street by the sidewalk. And one last thing, there's a lot of bricks coming up out of the sidewalks, and they need to be replaced. It's a bumpy ride. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I see Brian Fields, our Public Works Director, taking notes. All of the things you just brought up would fall under Public Works. So, do we have anybody else who'd like to testify tonight? So let me just, I don't see anybody in the room. Let me just check Zoom. It's not Zoomed anymore, it's Teams. So excuse me, technically. So we have a couple of people on Teams. If you'd like to speak, use the raise hand function. I'll call on you. I'm not seeing any. Dr. Rich, don't leave quite yet. That concludes public comments. Thank you all for your testimony. I just wanted to note before you left, you're not the first complaint that we've received about that contingent in the parade. It's the first time I can remember having such a contingent in the Labor Day parade. I would imagine that the decision with staff had to do with First Amendment rights, but you bring up a good point. I found it disturbing as well, and we'll look into it and discuss internally. We appreciate your feedback on that. Thank you. Okay. Next is from the mayor and city council, and we're going to start with Councilmember Neil Harris.
All right, thank you, Mayor. It's great to be back after a bit of a break. We had a great Kentlands Lakelands 5K. I want to congratulate all the runners, including our mayor, who put on a good show, as well as the others who participated up on the dais. I was watching. Seemed like a lot of work, but I'm glad everyone had a good time, and I'm sure that we'll see another really large check for various charities coming before us by the event organizers at the Kentlands Community Foundation. I attended the Labor Day parade, which we've discussed. It was a beautiful day for it, really nice turnout, long parade. Many politicians, many dance groups and other neighborhood. It was a really great showing of Americana with a couple of challenging parts, as has been discussed. But overall, it was great. I would like to request the return of tossing coins from the trolley. We'll discuss that. I don't think anybody's been injured in the past, so I'd like to see if we can return to that tradition. Attended a transportation committee meeting, so we didn't get an entire month off, where we had a good discussion of potential future topics to discuss. And I have an announcement to read. Should I do that now?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right. This concerns the 2025 election in the city of Gaithersburg. Gaithersburg residents will cast their ballots for mayor and 2 council members on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. The city is conducting a hybrid election for 2025. All registered voters will receive a mail-in ballot application. Applications can be returned via USPS, dropped off at City Hall, or completed electronically on the city's website. One vote center will be located at the Activity Center at Borough Park, 506 South Frederick Avenue, for in-person voting. In addition, there will be 7 ballot drop box locations throughout the city. The distribution of mail-in ballot applications will begin on Friday, September 5th. That's this Friday. Approved mail-in ballots will not be mailed to voters until Friday, October 3rd, 2025. There is no registration deadline, as the city is offering same-day voter registration for the 2025 election. To confirm registration, please contact the Montgomery County Board of Elections at 240-777-VOTE. For complete election information, please visit www.gaithersburgmd.gov/elections. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Neil. We'll go to Councilmember Rob Wu.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. It's good to be back, and I'm very happy I remembered my password. Congratulations to all of our awardees. Particularly the parking permit program was a long time coming and very much appreciated. Appreciate Hispanic Heritage Month. 1/3 of our population. We appreciate our diversity, and I especially appreciate the food that comes with that diversity. And I do second, to the extent you can second, Councilmember Harris's request regarding the coins. Perhaps thinking through how we can do it more safely, but certainly the coins, I think, should come back next year.
All right. Thank you, Rob. We're going to go to Councilmember Lisa Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to wish everyone a happy Hispanic Heritage Month, and I hope everyone had a great summer. It was the weather has been great, so hopefully it will continue. With that, I have nothing else.
Okay. Councilmember Jim McNulty.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you all. It's funny, we're not here, but we're out in the public, and sometimes I think I see more of my colleagues in the month of August than possibly when we're here during the rest of the year. But it really was a great summer. All the events that have been aforementioned, I won't go back into them, but Montgomery County Fair, National Night Out Against Crime. It was great to really connect with so many of our constituents and the people here in Gaithersburg. One of the things, and I want to pass this along to staff as well, is I've gotten a lot of thanks and excitement from the community about having the parking program in place and the excitement to be able to be doing the work to get this in place. People have been asking for a long time. There's finally a path. And honestly, people were genuinely thanking me for that. So kudos to the team for all of the work that went in. It is going to be making a substantial difference in the lives of our residents that have been having these challenges for years. So thank you for all of your hard work. And thank you to everybody out there in the community who reach out when they have issues. I mean, we always say, we need you to be our eyes and ears. And I've had constituent interactions where people are asking about sidewalks and needing those to be fixed and stop signs, and I've connected them with the various staff. So appreciate all of the work. Mr. Kennedy, good to see you as always. I've noticed we have put up one of the digital speed readers on East Diamond. Outside of the central business district, kind of as you're coming into it, it sounds like maybe one of those needs to be located towards the other end, maybe near Park Avenue, where people tend to accelerate down that hill. So that might be at least a way to start gathering some additional data about what's going on there. But I do know, as part of the future plans with the Russell Avenue improvements, we have discussed adding some sort of traffic control device there. I think the jury is still out on what exactly that will be, whether it's a stop sign or something else. But appreciate the feedback and looking forward to finishing the year strong. And, we're here if you need us. So thank you all.
Thank you, Jim. We'll go to Council Vice President Jamil Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Associate myself with all the wonderful statements that were said. I also want to add just attendance to the Benjamin Gaither Center ice cream social to close out the summer. Anytime you want us anywhere, ice cream, I'm there. So thank you for the folks who organized it. It was great to learn how to play canasta. I didn't do the line dancing. Lisa took care of that for me, thank goodness. And then third, is there a third? First, second, third, the call for bringing back the coins for the Labor Day parade. I think that would be a great tradition to bring back. And then finally, I'll end with this. In life, we go through a lot of achievements or accomplishments that we are very proud of. It could be the birth of your first child, graduating from university, first promotion at your job. But what I'm most proud of is beating Robert Wu by 1 second at the 5K.
Oh.
That is an accomplishment that I will take with me for eternity.
Oh.
That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Wow.
Cede some time, Mr. Mayor.
You want to respond?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Jamil trained hard for it.
Okay. I beat both of them by like 10 minutes. I associate myself with all the remarks as well. National Night Out was awesome. It's such a proud time for the city because we're not planning ourselves internally these events. Our communities are, our neighborhoods are, and to go there and see the real fabric of the city of Gaithersburg is awesome. Kentlands Lakelands 5K was a wonderful event, and I want to congratulate all the organizers and sponsors and runners and the community in general, and thank staff for assisting with that. Again, it's not first and foremost a city event, but we assist on that. I also had a great experience at the Benjamin Gaither Center over the month of August. I wasn't there for the ice cream day. I was there for International Game Day, and it was really cool. They're not kidding. I played an Italian game, which seemed to involve a lot of cheating. I'm not sure. And I played an Indian game, and they were both really fun. And then Labor Day Parade was amazing, and we could talk about the one contingent. But with that aside, it was just we got great weather. Staff did a tremendous job, and congratulations to all. And with that, I will give notice that next week we will have a joint work session with the Planning Commission. This is Monday, September 8th. 7:30 p.m. right here. You can participate in person or over Teams, and we're going to receive an update to the visioning data analysis report. So for those who are really wonkish in the community, you're going to love this discussion. The next regular meeting of the Mayor and Council will be on Monday, September 15th. And with that, I will go to from the City Manager, Tanisha.
I have nothing to report this evening, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Nothing even about Ohio State. Okay.
I was really being good, but since you asked, they are now ranked number 1 as they should have started the season, thanks to an amazing defeat of the rematch of the national championship. So go Bucks.
All right. Congratulations. Okay, we're going to move on to economic development update. Tom Lonergan-Seeger.
Thank you. And in other big news, just one item for you tonight. A few weeks ago, Gaithersburg made headlines when X-Energy, an advanced nuclear reactor and fuel company, announced that the company would be moving its headquarters to 9801 Washingtonian Boulevard. The street address might be unfamiliar to everyone, but the building is well known. Until recently, Sodexo occupied multiple floors. The company will lease 125,000 square feet, unheard of in this day and age, and invest at least $14.5 million in tenant improvements and furniture, fixture, and equipment. X-Energy will not only retain its 250 existing full-time permanent employees, it will hire at least an additional 525 new full-time permanent employees. That's a total of 775 employees at the location in Rio within the next 6 years, and will make it one of the city's largest private employers. City staff worked with the Maryland Department of Commerce and the Montgomery County Office of Economic Development to create an incentive package totaling more than $5.3 million. Performance benchmarks relevant to investment and job creation will trigger the release of those financial incentives. So, you know, the city of Gaithersburg did commit $50,000 through its economic development toolbox towards that package. Public incentives, however, alone did not attract this project. Upgrades by the property owner have attracted other new tenants. The combination of a renewed iconic building and the vibrant mixed-use neighborhood making Rio a lakefront premier business location continues. Thanks to them and thanks to Sharon Disk for her work on this project.
That is spectacular news. And actually, like with that announcement about X-Energy, and we welcome them, and this is amazing. I think the rest of this meeting is related to private sector employers making big investments in the city, and it's great news for us.
Always
and
nice
we're
to hear.
delighted to work with them. So thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
And then we're going to move into a number of things related to our friends at AstraZeneca. And the first one, let's see who we're calling up. We're calling up Frank Johnson, our city attorney.
Thank you. Well, good evening again. There are actually 2 agenda items here, but 2 resolutions that we're seeking approval for, but they're both related, so I'm really going to combine it unless you really wanted to hear me say the same thing twice.
Combine it. We're good.
We're good. This is regarding the resolution of a funding agreement between the city and Menemune LLC, really part of AstraZeneca. These parties entered a pedestrian bridge funding agreement on March 6, 2020, with the intent to work collectively to build a pedestrian bridge across Great Seneca Highway. And that was consistent with paragraph 12 of the 6th Amendment. Under that agreement, MetaMun agreed to contribute up to $4 million towards the construction of that plan. Has made over a couple of years a number of payments, but at this point, the parties began discussing a few years ago and have, we believe, reached agreement on a revised agreement that would focus on different funding levels for more direct intersection improvements at a couple of key intersections near the campus. These would be targeted improvements which the parties believe will promote pedestrian and traffic safety and in the vicinity of these properties and promote the public interest. So therefore, there are actually 3 agreements for which we will be asking your approval to really allow the city manager to negotiate and execute. One is a new intersection improvements funding agreement that the parties have negotiated and reached agreement on. And under that, what we're dealing with is roughly about 200 and some thousand, $2 million and some dollars. The city will retain $900,000 plus interest. We will refund $1.1 million back to AstraZeneca, and then with the funding that we do retain, that would be the pedestrian and traffic safety at the 2 close intersections. So there's that funding agreement, and there's also the termination of the prior funding agreement from March 6, 2020. And then, because the March 6, 2020 agreement was based on the 6th Amendment, of course, we have a 7th Amendment, and so we need approval of the 2 resolutions. One, approving the negotiation and execution of the new funding agreement and the termination of the prior pedestrian bridge funding agreement, and then the second, approving negotiation and execution of the 7th Amendment to basically carry all of this out. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Would someone like, so we have 2 resolutions before us. So this first one is authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute the 7th Amendment to the annexation agreement. Would someone like to move that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Ish.
What?
Aye-ish.
Are we recording that as aye?
It's an aye.
Okay, thank you.
Tepidly.
Okay, so, and any opposed, say nay. Carries 5-0. Next one, let's just see how we refer to that. This is authorizing the city manager to negotiate and enter into a funding agreement for the intersection improvements and termination of funding agreement for a pedestrian bridge. Would someone like to move that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, that carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I did want to acknowledge Chad Kellner from AstraZeneca here in the audience with us, and Stuart Barr, representative, and maybe we're going to hear from you guys on this next item as well, but welcome. We're glad to have you guys here. And thank you for working with us through this process. You guys have been great. All right, so next we're going to policy discussion, and Caroline Seiden is going to lead us through an amendment to this schematic development plan. Please.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Staff is before you tonight to present the policy discussion for amendment to schematic development plan application ASDP 9990-2024. This application proposes the construction of 3 building additions totaling 7,988 square feet and associated site work at 200 Orchard Ridge Drive. I'm sorry, it says road, but it should be drive.
We know what you meant.
It is shown on, the entire property is shown on the screen highlighted in blue, and 200 Orchard Ridge is identified with the arrow. It is part of Lot 9, also known as the Ridges portion of AstraZeneca campus. Property is in the MXD mixed-use development zone and is currently developed with approximately 818,462 square feet of office and medical research and development space across multiple buildings. approximately 103,000 square feet of which is located at 200 Orchard Ridge. The lot is bounded by Quince Orchard Road to the north, Great Seneca Highway to the south and west, and Orchard Ridge Drive to the east. And just as a reminder, this is the first amendment to the schematic development plan before you that has been processed under the new zoning ordinance. So just wanted to remind everyone that under the new zoning ordinance, section 24-12-5 H2C, the ASDPs no longer require a courtesy review by the mayor and city council. So the process now is that the planning commission holds the public hearing, makes a recommendation to the mayor and council, and then comes before you for policy discussion. So a public hearing was held with the Planning Commission on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. There was no public written statement or oral testimony provided, and subjects discussed by the Planning Commission during the course of the hearing included the reorientation of vehicular and pedestrian circulation and the phasing of future site work. At the conclusion of the public hearing, the Planning Commission closed the record, reviewed the application, and based upon their review and the evidence of record, their discussion, and the required findings presented in the staff analysis, the Planning Commission found the application to be in conformance with the MXD zone standards. Consequently, the Planning Commission recommended approval of the application to the mayor and city council with one condition, and there are currently 21 exhibits in the record. This is the previous SDP, SDP 7059-2015, which this current application is an amendment to. This SDP was approved on October 19th, 2015, for a 1,402 space structured parking facility, Garage C, which is shown in brown. About 2/3 of that have been built, but not the entire 14,000 space structure is a portion of it still is unconstructed. So the applicant has undertaken this plan to address some ongoing site and building challenges that they are having with 200 Orchard Ridge. In their public hearing presentation before the Planning Commission, AstraZeneca noted that the genesis for this plan was actually at the request of the building occupants. Some of the challenges include an unnecessary circular drop-off, shown in front of the building here, a lack of a formal entrance near employee parking, which is on the other side of the building here, a disconnection with the remainder of the campus, circulation that is vehicular focused rather than pedestrian focused. There's minimal programmable outdoor space. There's a highly visible loading area, and there were some stormwater management deficits. And the building itself was also lacking in some light and easily accessible outdoor space. This application proposes to construct 3 building additions, as I mentioned, totaling 7,988 square feet. And the additional site work will be completed to improve stormwater management deficits, improve the entry experience, relocate the loading area, enhance biodiversity by adding native plant species. The 3 different building additions are highlighted in these yellow circles here, and I'll go into those a little further in detail in the next slide. But this shows the dotted outline in blue is the extent of the current SDP. So the 3 building additions are in order. The first one is a 6,711 square foot main entrance addition, which is shown here. The purpose is to reorient the main vehicular entrance from the northeast side of the building to the southwest side of the building. And the addition is 3 stories and includes an atrium, new vestibule, and an egress stair. And next is the 876 square foot campus connector, which is shown on the right. And it is a 1-story vestibule addition on the east side of the building designed to enable circulation to an adjacent building and the AstraZeneca campus. So it's just an extra way to egress the building to go to the rest of the campus. And then there is, down on the second building slide, what they're calling a grotto overlook, which is a 2-story addition on levels 2 and 3 of the northeast side of the building intended to modernize the architecture of an existing bend in the building. The building footprint in this location is actually reduced by 297 square feet on level 1, while adding 698 square feet on levels 2 and 3. This slide just shows the new circulation to the new loading area, which is shown over here, but I also included it to, it helps you understand circulation for other vehicle traffic into the parking lot as well, as opposed to coming into this circle here. It will now go around the perimeter of the site so that some of this remaining area can become used for more pedestrian-friendly connections to the rest of the campus. The preliminary architecture has been included as part of the application, and these materials are consistent with the materials that have been approved for previous upgrades to the existing building. They include precast concrete panels, metal wall panels, and glazing. And the intent is to conform with the overall design of the AstraZeneca campus. It's a little difficult to really get too much information from the level of detail on this slide. So what I just wanted to include, these are kind of three-dimensional renderings of the main entrance. This is the main entrance. This is another view of it. And you can see over to the right here, this is the campus connector addition. This is just a slide that shows the future phases for development. Once this SDP and the final site plan is approved for the portions that I just presented, it will allow for additional work to be done in what was the circular drop-off here. So this is not part of what is being proposed this evening. This is just a future kind of build out of what might happen in the future. Those other portions, because they're mostly just site work, would not need an SDP and will not come back to the council. They can be done either at a staff level or potentially at the Planning Commission. The applicant is also requesting a tree removal variance of one specimen tree. You can see it right here. It's labeled as T65, and this is what it looks like on the aerial. Pursuant to Section 22-12E of the City Code, the mayor and city council considers a tree removal variance as part of the development plan, and staff finds from the evidence of record that the application fulfills the findings required under Section 22-12C. Staff has reviewed the applicant's plans and is of the opinion that the applicant has adequately addressed the requirements of an amendment to schematic development plan. The plan meets and accomplishes the purposes, objectives, and minimal standards and requirements of the MXD zone, and the plan furthers the visions and goals of the city master plan by providing support for employment. The development will not adversely affect the character of the surrounding neighborhood, and staff is supportive of the preliminary architecture as it is consistent with the materials previously approved for upgrades to the existing structure. The additions are also complementary to the existing building as well as compatible with the surrounding buildings throughout the AstraZeneca campus. The application will provide AstraZeneca with the opportunity to expand its office and lab space, and the plan supports the campus in investing in infrastructure and improvements while preparing for future growth. The proposed enhancements to the building and the surrounding areas are critical to supporting the company's progress and continued investment in the city of Gaithersburg. And I'll give the staff the formal staff recommendation now, if that's okay. Staff recommends that the council, based on the evidence and testimony submitted to the record and the findings in the final staff analysis, approve schematic development plan SDP 9990-2025 and tree variance with one condition that is in your record. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Caroline, thank you very much. Questions, comments? Not seeing any. Okay.
I'll say something, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, please.
So, thank you, Caroline, for the presentation. And, AstraZeneca and its predecessor, MedImmune, have been, an important employer for the city of Gaithersburg for more than 20 years now. And I'm excited to see, continued investment in the city, in this location, particularly at a time when a lot of biotechs are having to pull back. So to see our friends at AstraZeneca really continuing to expand their vision of what's going to happen on this site and bringing, jobs to the city, doing the important work that they're doing with the oncology team, et cetera. I'm excited. It's regrettable that we have to lose a specimen tree, but I appreciated the fact in looking at the details in the record that there's another tree that they are going to be able to keep that's even larger. So that tells me that they really did do their due diligence to make sure that they're having as minimal an impact as they can in order to achieve their goals. So I appreciate the application. I plan to support it, and I thank you for continuing to be a really important part of the city of Gaithersburg. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Jim. Anyone else? Neil, go
I
ahead.
have a minor question. I'm just curious. Looking through the exhibits, exhibit number 8, one of the tree removal variance letters comes from Montgomery Housing Partnership. What's their involvement in this? It seemed like an odd.
There are multiple letters that got submitted because they kept revising it. It may have been that they revised that. That's not the final letter, so.
Okay. Because there's no housing involved here, right?
No.
Okay.
Future plans?
Maybe. Okay, well, I will just note before I call for a vote that this is, as I said before, it's a tough time for this area, and we have our private sector partners investing, and it's not just. I mean, in this case, it looks like these investments are mostly about employee amenities. It's about keeping staff happy in their campus in the city of Gaithersburg. I think it's a remarkable thing that you guys are doing. I'm really, really happy. If I had a vote, I would 100% be supportive of this. And now I will call for a vote. So we have a resolution granting approval of this amendment to the schematic development plan. Who would like to make a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, carries 5-0. Thank you all very much. We're excited. Appreciate you guys. Okay, so next on our agenda is from the city attorney. Frank, did you have anything for us?
Nothing more tonight.
Okay, and anything from any other staff? Not seeing anybody raise their hands. Okay, well, as I mentioned, join us next week, Monday, September 8th, for an update to the visioning data analysis report that we did a few years ago.
Ooh.
The next regular meeting, and so that's a work session. The next regular meeting of the Mayor and Council will be on Monday, September 15th. And until next time, let's do great things, Gaithersburg. We are adjourned.